Welcome back to Red Faction Tour. Can we please kill this guy already?
Again, this is quite a...
Repta, Elias, can you create a diversion for us?
Seriously, you named your main character Alias. I get it. You want the character to be able to be put in his shoes, but could you not be so on the nose about it?
Okay, I was thinking it was this way, but okay. This is a 75% blind playthrough, I should mention.
Oh, how familiar with this game are you?
With the first couple of levels.
So are we past those levels?
Yes, we passed them long ago.
Well, again, like, as far as I can tell, from what we've done, these first 4 parts feels like essentially a first act to the plot.
Tangier, you'll have to circumvent it manually.
No, you can kind of tell also by how the production value of the game is that the campaign is not really that long.
It's weird, like, I've played some games as old or even older than this, and even they have at least felt like the plot has more substance to it. Like,
mostly because, again, Half-Life was, if you know, that had been released, it was right around the corner, then there was stuff like Halo. This was around the time where, you know, FPS started, like I said previously, having more presence with their story, you know, and how they construct the level, instead of being the more arcade experience that stuff like Doom and Quake, you know, had cemented. And you can kind of tell this is a transitional type of game, stuck in the middle. Like, it definitely has a story, but it's not that much it wants to, you know, also being, you know, focused on the corridor aspect or maze-like.
Yeah, you know what? I can see that. I guess the difference is, say, unlike something like Doom, which had very little story back in the day.
Jova,
well,
they killed this pet rabbit.
And for that they had to die, yes. But yeah, no, I mean, in comparison to, say, something like Doom, which arguably has even less story, Doom still feels like it has substance in the gameplay. Mind you, maybe this game is better to play than it is to watch, but man, the thing just seems sluggish.
Like I noted in one of the previous parts, I'm not particularly impressed by the arsenal. Like, I get it, you want to represent guerrilla warfare, you know, against an establishment, but this is supposed to still be the future with sci-fi stuff. Be a bit more creative, sure. The grenade launcher looks, you know, a bit more fanciful, but most of the other weapons look very bland, even the way they function.
I guess there was that sort of helicopter thing we flew, but other than that, yeah, a lot of this stuff does look like stuff that could be in, shoot, even present times back when the game was first released, which...
Right,
yeah.
So, well, we get to blow up a building at least.
Ooh.
So do you have to plant the C4 charges, or do you just need to just reach a control point?
Well, we need to reach certain bits, we have to reach a certain mark, and then, yeah, like that.
That said, is this Sopot guy constantly on the move, and that's why we're going to all these different areas just to reach him? Because it feels like we've covered the length of at least 3 cities at the point with these
yeah,
levels.
pretty much.
Okay.
There's also the fact that, you know, being a dictator, we're taking out the key positions of his power. As a result, you know, diminishes the sphere of influence. It's all about also that control over, you know, stuff like the industry or military. Again, the game is doing technically a decent enough job to simulate the idea of an actual, you know, rebel group that's rebelling against an establishment. You know, that I can clearly see in the way they operate, you know, what they're up against and everything. It's just that I've seen it so much better, including the previous game.
Yeah, I was to say, like, the last game.
I think one missed opportunity was not to have it be like, well, you spend each level with one of your teammates to learn more about them. Like, sure, we technically do learn stuff about them from the dialogue, but I feel like, why not give us, like, say, a partner per level from the team, essentially, so we get to know them better overall. The character I quote know the most about is Jason Statham's character Shrike, and that's just because
he has a voice you recognize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even the original voice actor for him.
Wait. Jason Statham was a backup pick?
We've mentioned this a few parts ago, Jova.
Yeah, there was the E3 build that had a different actor for him. I don't know how he's. I don't know how he sounded like, but one comment I did read said apparently his voice sounded like nails on a chalkboard. I don't know about that for sure. I never heard it. But now we're timed. You've got 40 seconds to get the hell out of the building.
In that case, I guess Statham may not have been a backup pick. I wonder if the plan was always to get him, but, you know, for the E3 demo, they just got a stand-in voice actor. Okay, that was kind of funny. Even if that wasn't the intent. But yeah, I wonder if the idea was like they just got a stand-in voice actor before they could negotiate Statham.
Quill, remain outside. Hold the perimeter. Tangier, it's
Whatever you say, Molov.
Alias, Repta, come to us. Hurry.
Right, so how do I get over here?
So this guy is called Repta. That's quite a name.
That's the most impressive thing about him.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. I mean, I feel like Statham's... Hey, yeah, remember, it's a Red Faction game. Gotta have a destructible environment, right?
Well, speaking of destruction, now we're going to get to go in a vehicle where we actually get to control it ourselves as opposed to being an on-rail segment.
Nice. But yeah, no,
the battle armor.
Cool.
Oh, there it is.
That didn't blow up the car.
Nor he blew up the
Or
wall.
the wall.
Sorry, couldn't program car destruction physics because
they did it earlier.
Oh.
So it's not you know intended for a scripted event.
Wow, that is kind of sad.
So some cars you can destroy, others you can't.
If I can destroy that remote thing over there.
It reminds me of that thing in Quantum Break where some things you can climb and others you can't, even if they're the same height, and logically
Are you
you should...
serious? The car is a literal roadblock. Like, I thought maybe it'll just be that one car, but no, even that car, I guess, is blocking the way. What are you saying, Pedro?
Hell, at the same time that this game came out, GTA 3 came out, and in that game it had constant car destruction mechanics.
On a bigger map and that. True, again, I can imagine it also had a bigger budget for it to develop, because again, everything about this game tells me that they did not have much money to spend upon it.
You know what this feels like?
I'm firing rockets at this thing and it's not okay. This is, like I said, these enemies are sponges for no good reason. It's like I'm playing. It's like I'm playing that Super Nintendo Terminator game.
Oh wait! You actually can destroy it.
When the bad guys when the human beings are sponges.
So you can destroy the car. It just seems like it's made of fucking titanium from kryptonite, and that's why you need to waste a shit ton of bullets.
Yeah.
So it literally doesn't show any damage, but apparently you can't destroy that chain link fence.
Mm-hmm. For a moment there, I was gonna say it reminded me of that car from GTA Vice City. Basically, in GTA Vice City, there's a car that belongs to one of the major opponents in the game, right? And that car is glitched. So if you steal that car is indestructible. So basically,
wait. Why did those blow up easier than the first one?
Maybe
because consistency is overrated, Jova.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's the thing. I was trying to think if it was because, you know, Dwibs attacked the engine, but it kind of did the same thing for the previous model, but that did not change. So I don't know if it's a wonky hit detection, maybe. I don't know.
And now it's time for symbolism, destroying all pictures of the Chancellor that I see.
I seriously doubt that a game like this would have advanced detection of where specifically you hit the car.
I will say this, now the lack of battle damage on enemies or stuff you blast, you know, save for when it actually does get destroyed, that's now a legit problem. Like, oh, don't get me wrong, it was a problem before, but one could maybe argue that it was a bit of a nitpick since it technically didn't, you know, influence the game negatively? No. Now it's a problem, especially if you're supposed to get through by destroying those cars. The fact that there's no signs that the car's getting hurt until it gets destroyed, that is bad game design.
Also,
no other way of putting it.
Also, Dwibs, just to know, where is your health bar in these HUDs? That's supposed to be the 100 indicator at the bottom, because I see people shooting at you, but I don't see your health decreasing.
So. Oh no, that's because remember I had that thingy turned on still.
But I did mention about extended health, but not about invincibility.
I guess that only counts when I'm on foot.
Okay, but just to clarify, so the 100 thing is the health marker for the mech, I guess?
I think. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, there's nothing up there saying energy or power or nothing. It just says 100.
Okay,
that's it.
I have to guess that attacking the cars from the front, is their weak point to explode. But I don't know. It feels to me like Dwibs did genuinely attack that spot from the barricade car from before. Unless that unless that was the intended message of the game, that you weren't supposed to actually go through that direction, because as showcased later, we found another way.
If that was the case, then they should have used a different looking car or a different boundary. Like, Dwibs was hitting it with bullets and missiles, the whole thing, but it took forever to blow up, whereas all other cars now have easily gone.
Okay, so how do I get through here then?
Maybe you're supposed to find another way, like going at the end of this road.
Yes, yeah.
Also, wasn't there also an overpowered car in GTA 4 that is like completely yellow or something? I seem to remember something like that.
But it's not invincible. See, the thing in GTA Vice City is that if you steal Diaz's car, which is a white car, right? That car, for whatever reason, is indestructible. This wasn't even fixed in later ports or anything. It's still I think even the recent re-releases still have that.
It's the classic glitch that developers find cute and they keep, I guess.
Yeah. Basically, here's one of the major tips I have for when you're playing GTA Vice City. The moment you first get to that first mission with Diaz, fail the mission on purpose by killing Diaz and all of his. Remember, you can just retry the mission anyway, so it's whatever.
All right. In spite of there being a door and a building, that kind of would indicate to me that's where the guy's hiding. Turns out we got to go this way.
Well, to be fair, like I said, it's because the road is was literally long and without any obstacle. It's kind of that in itself. It does indicate that you at least should try to see what's at the end of it. Sorry, go on, Pedro.
So yeah, shoot Diaz, kill everybody, and steal the car for yourself. And then, now here's the thing: the first thing you should do already in advance is try to save up money to buy a garage. Because remember, you can only keep vehicles that you put in garages in that game, right? So as soon as you have a garage, don't do that mission until you have a garage. When you have a garage where you can put a vehicle in, steal that vehicle, and then go put it in the garage so you can save it for yourself. And from that point on, you can make a lot of missions a lot easier, because you'll have a car that's indestructible for whatever reason, which means it can never get blown up, which means certain missions can be done a lot easier thanks to that.
Alright, so where to now, Dwibs?
Well, wherever the game tells me to, I guess.
I mean, I can see a couple of explosive barrels do what you know about it's best to do.
The thing about games of this time, this is a problem.
Well, that's the thing, though. Remember in the previous game, you can blow up anything you wanted. I'm trying to apply that logic here since it's a sequel. But again,
blast through the wall? How am I supposed to blast through the wall if nothing gets destroyed in this game, sir?
Like I said, I think there were explosive barrels, nearby, like those. There you go. Maybe they're supposed to be the ones.
Okay.
So let me get this straight. The steel fences are the strongest things, and I guess the game got fed up of waiting.
Not only that, the chain link at best fences.
Again, I think you're supposed to shoot those barrels.
Are you, Dwibs?
Well, again, this is my first playthrough at this level.
Well, I assume you've gotten through the level at this point.
Usually those kinds of barrels that are...
There you go.
Well, okay, so it is meant to be like that. Usually those kinds of barrels are like colored red.
Yeah. To be fair, again, one thing
credits.
The game, what the game has done consistently so far is to not really put them in pointless spots. Usually so far they've been always placed in points that you use to actually break walls.
Even so, to his credit,
though, that the coloring is not the best.
Because the game, as far as I can tell, didn't really do a good job explaining that you can use barrels to explore walls. Like, there's no tutorial of any kind to indicate that that's how the game is designed. Because for all we know, as far as the game tells us, there is no explosive barrels that you can use to blow up walls. Because the game didn't tell you that that's one of the mechanics. You know?
Also, I'll be honest, due to the coloring and art design, I couldn't even tell that those were explosive barrels. Like, yeah, they are plug-shaped things put there, but for all I know, they could have just been cylindricals and all that. Again, it's just another example of how this game is not intuitively designed.
This actually plays into a point that I was trying to make here. A common problem with a lot of games that came out around this era was the complete lack of conveyance in a lot of ways. Games at this point in time did a very poor job a lot of the times. Even good games usually did a poor job of explaining the mechanics to you. Which is why, again, you have to read a manual, which can be difficult when you're... Because remember, Dwibs bought this on the PlayStation Store, and there's no digital manual he can read. So because he has no manual, that means Dwibs has to figure out the game on his own, and since the game doesn't really teach the player how to play, it becomes very difficult.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, I'm guessing probably the manual has...
Kind of mindless loyalty.
Huh. I'm guessing the original PS2 manual probably has some kind of page where it says, oh, these barrels can be used to blow up walls or something like that, because that's usually what the manuals still did that. The thing is...
the reason I guessed it is, like he said, because again, I've just the same experience as the rest of you minus Dwibs, so I know literally nothing. Again, I just seen what the game has been doing so far, and the barrels being used to explode, making walls explode, has been something since the early levels. So I can imagine, you know, when the game tells you, you know, shoot that wall, that's what they're meaning at this point of the game.
Although, I will say, why didn't he just say, let's shoot the barrels?
Okay, that may be easily just a case of, you know, they made the voice actor record the line in a generic way before they actually knew, you know, how to specifically do the level. It happens all the time.
I think
that
it's
is
also
possible, but it really does just lend to how stuff is not as intuitive in this game as it could be.
Yeah, I actually encountered this problem when I was playing the first Halo, because the problem with the first Halo, I don't know if the sequels improve on this, but the problem with the first Halo is that it uses the same maps as the multiplayer mode for its story, single-player campaign, and those areas are so fucking huge, because remember, they have to be huge for the sake of the multiplayer, right? And it's so easy to get lost in those maps because they're so unnecessarily large, and the game doesn't do a good job hinting to where you're supposed to go specifically. I don't know if the later Halos maybe have single-player specific maps. Maybe, I don't know. The first one doesn't, I can tell you that much. And that's kind of a problem. Because remember, like, to your question, have you played the Killzone, the Resistance games, yeah. The Resistance games, if I remember correctly, don't they use single-player exclusive maps?
Yeah,
separate from the multiplayer stuff?
We played Gears, so they do the same there too.
Yeah, in Gears they do that. Well, I was trying to pick a first-person shooter instead of a... But yeah, sure. I guess we'll use Gears. In Gears of War, you have... I don't know how the first Killzone is, because the first Killzone came out on the PS2, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if the first Killzone has single-player exclusive maps instead of just
reusing them. So far, doesn't seem to be the case.
Okay,
so we'll leave spiky-head guy there behind.
So just like the first Halo, it reuses the multiplayer maps on the game.
No, not that I know. That's what they just meant.
Okay, never mind then. But it can become a problem in a lot of games where a lot of these games don't do a particularly good job of teaching the mechanics to the player, or at the very least conveying them in a way that's satisfactory.
So, are we supposed to actually blow up these atomic warhead waves?
Well, that's the rockets. I think the Chancellor's... Sorry, the bad guys...
These counts Saddam Hussein.
Yeah. Because think about it. It's like... Sorry. Okay. No, but think about it. Like, it's one of those things where, for example, you're playing the first Halo, right? And they'll tell you, "Oh, we have to go to this specific location," says Cortana. Problem is, the area is so fucking large, and the game gives no hint that we're supposed to go east, west, north, south, anything. So your only solution is just bumble around at random like an idiot until you randomly find the place where you're supposed to go. So it can become a big issue. Like. It's if they do indeed remake Halo, they really need to fix that and make single player exclusive map stuff that's a bit more linear and easier to navigate through.
And now we're getting that narration we get in the main menu.
Which means we're probably getting close to the bad guy. Hey, that's the title of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I will destroy the Red Faction 2 TM.
Or anything like actually sorry. Cutscene.
Alright. Time for the big final showdown.
Array.
Let me guess, you kill him in a cutscene.
I'm sorry, from which...
You want to try again, sir?
I'm sorry, Dwibs, you didn't tell me that this was actually a South Park game. What the fuck?
He survived that.
Get your ass into the silo.
Get your ass into
And now he's wearing his hat.
I'm sorry, Dwibs, you didn't tell me that Trey Parker directed this game's cutscenes. I just...
Oh, so we're blowing up the rocket with him inside the area. Okay. Cute.
Wouldn't just shooting him have been more simple?
It's more cathartic.
I command you!
I'm sorry, am I supposed to take this seriously?
I mean,
Well,
if what they want to represent is how every dictator at the end of the day are just enablling, weenie cowards, I guess good job.
Echo, no time for your politicking. Alias, get yourself out of there. Squad, regroup as planned at Red Faction.
Okay, yeah, I get it, game. Can we exit now? Thank you. So now what?
Ooh.
Alias, my heroic demolitions expert. You are just in time for my announcement to the squad. Sopot's armies have declared their loyalty to me. I am now Chancellor of the Republic of the Commonwealth.
I don't understand. I thought we supported
The Red Faction, yes, I know. I think we all agree that Echo here is an ass. Where we differ is that you and Tangier support the Red Faction. They would destroy the technology that created us. I will use the nanotechnologies it should be used. I will create an army that cannot be defeated.
We trusted them, hailed them as heroes, but they got the drop on us. Opened fire.
Yeah. I witnessed it all.
Hero hid behind his desk.
Seems he didn't have a weapon.
It was symbolic. Our new government would have ushered in an era of peace.
Peace? Then what use would we be? We were created to fight. When Tangier arrives, you three will be declared enemies of the state and publicly executed.
I don't think so. All of you, put down your weapons. I'd kill them all, but Molov's army would be on top of us. There's a passageway behind the banner. Get out of here. Molov has unleashed the processed and the military on the Red Faction.
So, yeah, all of a sudden, once again, the guy we were fighting for is now suddenly the villain at the very next level.
So basically, it's Civil War. Like, half the team are the bad guys, half the team are the good guys, it would seem.
I think, well, I'll have to find out when we get to the next part.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
See ya.